trying to make my way to a campsite in an early stop today, which I'll explain later. I've cut across. It's a valid path. It's a route, but these are the styles. So you've got these bits stick out. There you can see they stick out, but with a backpack and trying to protect my knee, it's not much fun trying to get over these, and it's not very elegant. Luckily no one's around. Hello. But I'm just doing this with holding the camera in my hand because it's raining a bit. I don't want to get the gimbal thing I've got wet. I don't think it's waterproof. So it's a bit of a gloomy day today, although I do like a bit of rain. It's quite therapeutic on the tent, so I don't mind. And I've nearly finished packing up now. Just got a few odds and ends left in the tent down there to pack up. Then I'm trying to work out whether to just leave it a few minutes for the tent to dry a bit more, but there's some black clouds around, so it might get wetter. It's always a dilemma, but the wetter the tent is, the more weight you're carrying. Plus you have to put up a wet tent, which isn't as good. So today, well, I'm up anyway, so I've had a full day off, well, about a day and a half off really, because I finished so early on Monday. My knee's okay, I think. I haven't tried to do it with a pack yet. I've had a look. There's a campsite about 20 miles away. You get through Penzance and Mousel and stuff like that, and there's a campsite there, which I think I went with the boys. I took the boys there once. But there's also a Youth Hostel Association campsite just at the back end of Penzance, which a guy 2 days ago mentioned to me. So and I think that's about 15 miles away, although I haven't worked it out properly. So, and it's quite flat. Once you get to Michael's Mount, I think that's what it's called, it's quite flat. So maybe I'm going to keep my options open. I can't see them getting booked up today. I really can't. So I'm not going to book anything. I'm just going to walk and see how we get on. But if I get 50 miles, I mean, it doesn't feel, because I've had 2 days off, and I feel like I'm wading through treacle at the moment. I feel like I'm not making any progress, and it's because I've been able to sort of see almost Land's End for the last 2 days. I thought I'd be there by now, but I'm not, and that's all there is to it. So I'm going to just finish packing up my stuff, get walking. My phone's waterproof, so I can video stuff. I just can't use my gimbal. So lucky for everyone watching this, there'll be not much of me. So yeah, I'm going to pack up, see how I get on, and fingers crossed that it's all right. Because I looked at trains from Penzance for today, just in case, and they're like £180. I don't want to pay that, so my knee has got to be okay. Right, wish me luck. One final thing before I get going. Done a repair to my boots. So the hole is there. Obviously it doesn't fill the hole, but I'm thinking that it will stop the upper pulling away from the bottom, so hopefully it will stop it getting any worse. Obviously not waterproof anymore. Did I just say that? Anyway, they're not waterproof anymore, but I've got waterproof socks on today, so it's fine. Well, that was fun. He just followed me for 3 fields. Right, I'm clearing off. Just listening to all the birds. Well, they've all got their own little tunes. It's amazing. And always, like, they can repeat them almost exactly. It sounds exactly the same to me. Each bird repeats the same thing. It's so clever. Some are more elaborate than others. tell the phone is really wonky, but I'm not going to adjust it. So I'm 7 miles in, and it feels okay. The first mile, I was a bit worried. That's really just getting back onto the coastal path itself, and it was no. Are you alright? Yeah, that was just really getting back onto the coastal path. So it was walking through fields and those really big stiles over the walls, which my leg did not like. But after that, I got back onto the coastal path. Felt a bit tentative, but it feels all right now. So I'm confident. The walk has been lovely. So from where I was, I'm not in Penzance yet. It's a lot further than you think. It's been great. I've loved it. Yeah, I've been feeling really good. And I finally managed to upload the video from like 4 days ago. So eventually I'll be able to post that. So that was hard work. That was a pain. I mean, it wasn't hard work. I just had to sit there and wait for it to upload. Also, while I was waiting for it to upload, I managed to dry my tent out. Got the tent out and just tied it to my rucksack and let it blow in the wind for a bit. So that was good. So the tent's dry as well. It was a dreary start, which I didn't mind. I love it when it rains when I'm in the tent. I think I've said that before. And I managed to pack up without it when it wasn't raining. And now the sun's come out. So I'm not going to complain. In fact, I've still got a problem with this nose. It just keeps, obviously got a big nose. It just keeps on catching the sun. When I get into Penzance, I'm just going to see I was talking to my dad yesterday. He said about how cricketers have that sunblock. I'll see if I can get some. It'll look ridiculous, but Soda's looking like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. That don't look great either. Right, today I'm not going to get the train from Penzance. That is a fact. So that is out of the window. There is a youth hostel, I think I've already said, just at the back end of Penzance, which is, I'm feeling really good, so I feel like I want to walk further. However, that is probably taking the mick out of my knee. So I'm thinking, while it's good, let's keep it good. So if it's only maybe 14-15 miles to that youth hostel from where I started, and I'm already 7.5 in, do you know what? That's probably a sensible thing. I think that makes sense. I want to go further. I feel like I'm good enough to go further today, or well enough, not good enough. That's a stupid phrase. Fit enough to go further today, but I think it makes sense to ease it in a bit. So I might try and book in there, and they do food and stuff, so I don't have to worry about that either. So yes, I'll get to the start of Penzance and I'll make a decision, but I think that's what I'm going to try and do if I can get in. We'll see. There's only one drawback on this path. It's been lovely. I've really, like I say, I've enjoyed every minute today. But every now and then you get into these sections where it's a bit overgrown. In fact, I can see a runner coming, so I'm going to get out and let him go by, because you just get trapped in there.
here at the youth hostel. Well, in my tent, in the garden, in the youth hostel. Can't afford rooms. Really short day in terms of mileage. I think my watch was tracking at about 15, but in terms of how far I've got along the coast path, 11, 12, something really small. But I think that was sensible. I felt fine today. I definitely could have carried on, and maybe even got another 5, maybe even 10 miles down the coast, which would have been nice. I would have felt like I was making more progress. But I think that it was wise, even though my knee felt good, to just give it a bit of a rest today. So that's what I decided to do. The only drawback of this decision is that I feel like I'm stuck between the Lizard and Land's End forever. But it's a nice part of the world, so I'm not going to complain. Yeah, really good day. When I started walking this morning, I was a bit worried, but then it just all came good. And I only took 2 ibuprofen tablets and 2 paracetamol tablets the whole day. So it's not like I'm pumping myself full of painkillers or anything like that. So, I don't know, I started to believe today. I started to believe that I could get to the end. And I think if I do push myself on any of the stages, that's probably when I'll end up hurting myself again and end up having to have a day or 2 off. So I've just got to be mindful that even though I feel good, you know, a bad knee is just a slightly too heavy backpack or slightly too many miles, bad decision away. So just got to be mindful of that. Well, I'm pleased to be at the youth hostel. It's probably my least favourite youth hostel I've ever been at, but they've been really, really good in the past, and this is okay. It's just in the past they've just been really spectacular. They've helped me out in the past as well. Really good organisation. Maybe they're just busy here, don't know. But I think that's that. I think I'm going to go and have a shower and probably have an early night.
I just threw my phone on the floor. It wasn't a fit of rage or anything. I was trying to put it on the gimbal. Somehow everything all the magnetic bits flew off and everything. Good news is, it doesn't seem to be damaged. First thing you do is look at the screen, isn't it, and go, oh, no, it's all right. I don't have Apple Care. I also can't be so smug with the kids now when they come to me with broken screens and I go, I've never dropped my phone. Well, I did just then. And it was one hell of a drop as well. Seem to have got away with it. Fingers crossed. So I'm on my way to Moosel, not Mousehole, Moosel. Feel really good. It's a lovely day. I met a guy at the campsite. He spoke to me this morning before he left and said, oh, it's going to be a hot one. And I went, Well, I've not looked at the forecast, you know, and neither have I. It's just hot, isn't it? And I'm thinking, oh yeah, use your senses, Ben. So it's going to be a hot one. I'm going to come over here, get away from some walkers. Not totally embarrassed about what I'm doing. So Penzance behind me, Mazel in front. May try and get to Land's End today. May not. Apparently there's a good campsite about 5 miles before. So I'm considering that actually. But I'm not sure yet. Let's just see how it goes. I feel pretty good this morning. I feel like I could sprint my way to Minehead, but we all know that's not realistic. I've done that thing that all campers do at some point. I've left my shampoo in a campsite, not the youth hostel one, the one before. So that's gone now. Now I did consider buying some new stuff in the co-op just then, but they only had it in 500ml bottles. The pack felt quite heavy this morning at first, so I just didn't feel like carrying anything else. So I'm just going to stink for a bit, which don't matter, does it? Hiya. Hello. Oh, and the best bit, I just bumped into a guy called Tom. he luckily recognised me, and he was there with his sister, Abby, I think, Abs, something like that, and ever so nice couple. Well, they're not a couple, nice pair of people, and he said, "Oh, you might remember me. We met between Kings Weir and Brixham about 2-3 weeks ago," and I did remember him because he was kind of commenting on the website. Anyway, we had a bit of a chat. He's doing his thing that he said he was going to be doing. But it was just so nice after, such a long break to bump into someone and then to actually spend the time to talk to you and recognise you. It was really nice. And it feels so long ago as well. So long ago. So that made my morning brighter. I'm feeling pretty chipper. Right, I'm going to go. Going to have a look at Mazel.
remember this bit from last time. Looks like the path just goes down there and then you just have to go along all the boulders. Maybe it won't be as bad this time. Okay, so this time actually a doddle. There were a few more arrows to help me on my way. I think that was the difference. Last time I just couldn't work out how to get across. Plus it was raining, I think. So nice and dry. Okay, on we go. Very noisy here, so I doubt you can hear me, but when I brought the kids, just me and the 3 boys on holiday once, camping, the campsite was up there and we walked down here and we played on those rocks down there. It was really good fun. Not sure they'll remember, but it was good fun. Good day. So all this cobweb looking stuff is to do with a moth. So all those little centipedes or whatever they're called. Caterpillars. They're called caterpillars, are they moths? Don't know. Anyway, this is all this sort of webbing stuff that looks like a spider's web is a moth. Someone did tell me what moth it was, but I forgot. We might have a plan. So I've just gone through, Kuro, is it? Kuro, something like that, where they've got the theatre, the outside theatre. Just gone through there. Land's End's that way, but I'm not going to get that far. Well, I don't want to get that far anyway. I'm going to wild camp tonight. I think, from recollection, there was loads of sort of flat-ish ground between here and Land's End. I can't remember if there was cattle on it or not, because I'm not camping with cattle or horses or anything like that. But hopefully I'll be able to just find this. There must be a spot. I think it's 5 miles between here and Land's End. It's a long way, maybe a bit further. So I should be able to find a spot. Now, in the next village, which I did just look up the name and then have forgotten, it does say there's toilets there. So maybe I'll be able to get some water. Because that's my last concern. I haven't got much water. I don't think I have anyway. And that's my last concern. But I can also always find a stream and filter some. If the worst comes to the worst. Although they're not in abundance either. It's quite dry. That is my plan anyway, as it stands. It's only 5 o'clock. So I've got 3
even 4 hours to play with. Plenty of time. So let's hope that there's water at the next place. That would make me a happy man. If not, I'll work around it. I've got some. I've not run out, but I'd just like some more. I've got those little squirty juice things, you know, like the super concentrate, and I'm really craving like a blackcurrant drink. That'd be really nice. There's not been any cafes or anything since I left Penzance, really. Well, Mousel would have had one, but I didn't stop there. The tracking's gone again. Not working. Yes, I haven't been able to get any treats or anything like that. So today I had the breakfast at the youth hostel, and I've just been living on breakfast cereal and peanuts. Which is alright. It's all got calories in it, hasn't it? But tomorrow I will get to Sennen and to St Just, so I'll be able to get some stuff there anyway. So water. If it weren't for water, I think I'd have no worries. And I'm not that worried about that. It's been the path has been quite hard work today. Good fun, but just really overgrown, really scrambly. Not necessarily big climbs like you get later on in North Cornwall, but there's a couple of them. But mainly it's just the nature of the path. Like you get scratched a lot as you walk along. So I mean, I've done 12 miles and it's taken me coming up for 8 hours. Obviously that with breaks and stuff like that. So it's not been a fast day, but we're making progress. I went past a beach that me and the kids went to on the same holiday with the campsite that I was talking about earlier. It always brings back memories of that beach. I always remember Jake playing in the sea because the waves were massive, and I still remember the smile on his face. Although he's struggling to keep his shorts up, and I still remember Kian climbing up the side of the cliff. I mean, it's awkward to get down to the beach anyway. It's not a very good path, but it's not the route Kian was choosing to take. I still remember that man going, "He shouldn't be doing that." I'm thinking, yeah, I know you shouldn't be doing that. Well, you know, thanks for your input. Yeah, good memories. Anyway, yes. So that's what I'm going to do. Find some water.
I think that might be the ferry coming back from the what are those islands called off the coast of Cornwall? Scilly Isles? Let's go Scilly Isles. I managed to get water almost straight after I did the last message. They had some toilets and they had the normal taps, not those fancy clever wash your hands, dry your hands, sink. So that was good. I just got some water and that was all I needed. So I walked on for a couple more miles. I think I'm about 2 miles away from Land's End now. I found somewhere to put the tent. I'm a bit worried. There's some farmhouses in the distance, and they can see me. There's no cattle on the fields. There's no animal debris or anything like that. So I don't think they use it for grazing. So I'm not desperately worried. A couple of people have walked. Funny enough. So 2 couples walked past a little while ago, and I just chatted to them, and they were going, "No, it'll be fine. Don't worry about it." The second couple, the guy, he sounded like Italian or something, and I think, but the lady was English, and he was laughing at me because I was saying, "Oh, I'm really worried, because the worst that can happen is they get moved on," and she was laughing. It says, "You English people, you're just so worried about the little things," which we're a bit sensitive apparently. Well, I am anyway. And then the third couple, I've just been sat in the tent and they've just walked by. The guy was just kicking off about something at home, I think, and he was literally past the tent before he went, "Oh, someone's put a tent there." So I don't know how he didn't see it. So I'm maybe not as sticking out as I thought I was. It's nice, but I just did a video like with my view, but it is a bit exposed. Like I say, anyone can see it. Well, apparently not, but I thought anyone could see it. But we'll see. If it gets dark, I'll assume I'm staying, because I don't suppose anyone would come after dark just to move me on. It'd be a bit unfair, wouldn't it? So that's that really. I've only done again about 13 miles today, just easing that knee back in, but I had no issues with it at all. It felt fine, but I am keeping an eye on it, just taking it easy, because I know there's some pretty tricky stuff to come. But today's terrain was the sort of thing that was aggravating it before, and it didn't aggravate it today. So maybe I'm going to be all right. Don't want to get too excited, but so far so good. Right, I'm done. I'm just going to sit here and hope for the best, and look out the window. Hasn't got a window. Look out the door, and then get myself something to eat.